what it do? Make the like button blue. Sub if you new. Hey, what it do? Make the like button blue. Sub if you new.
Yo, yo, test, test, test. Can y'all hear me now? What's up? What's up, Original, Constable Moo, Lucky Ray Gun, a Black King. Hello, salutations, and what it do? Welcome to Super News. What's up, Mike Fury? We got some awesome stories to cover today. We got some deep potential DBZ Kakarot news, DC games, Star Wars. Gonna be a good one. What's up, y'all Dread Hearts? How you doing today, my friend? Saw that Black Widow build you dropped. Looking good, looking good. Party people indeed. What's up? What's up? Give everybody a chance to get in here. New day, new look. I want to thank everybody for the support. We've been going crazy this week. We hit 10K subs on Thursday. And now we're halfway to 11K already. So definitely keep up the support, keep up the momentum. We're going to be doing the 10K special stream next week. Thinking it's going to be Tuesday. So stay tuned. I believe Aqua might be purchasing a one chip for the one chip challenge, but we'll see. we'll see what we end up doing. Should be a fun stream regardless. The last special we had was the 5K special with Tyversal, where he famously ate crickets. Still one of my all-time favorite streams for sure. All right, let's get into the first story of the day. DC games will reportedly be bolstered under Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, it came out that Warner Brothers Discovery is very much aware that DC Entertainment ain't at its best. And since that acquisition is now complete, they're saying Warner Brothers Discovery is looking to overhaul DC Entertainment so that it can probably compete closer to Marvel. And that will include more video games. Thank God. According to this report from comicbook.com, although DC has a routine presence on the big screen, the report notes that the company is looking into bolstering DC's gaming efforts. As of right now, there's no indicator as to what that could look like, but it shows that the company is aware they can certainly do better. Many have been asking for games based on Superman, The Flash, Justice League, and many other key heroes, but nothing has come of it. Warner Bros. Discovery reportedly believe that Superman needs to be revitalized after a mixed reception to the character's recent on-screen appearance and then being abandoned. So sounds kind of like no Henry in the Discover DC verse, but if it means more video games, I'm good with it. What do Maximum Venom? So we know obviously that DC has been lagging behind in terms of games. Pretty much the only DC games we've gotten have been basically Batman. You had the Arkham series, yes, Lego Batman, Telltale Batman. You know, this year we're getting Gotham Knights, another Bat Family game. Next year we're getting Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which takes place in the in the in the Arkham universe. But at least it will have other members of the Justice League, though you won't be playing as them. We assume you'll just be fighting them. But they did announce a Wonder Woman game, of course, but we have no idea when that is. So very good news if this is true. I'm personally, I've been wanting that Superman game for a while on next gen, but a Flash game would be really interesting. I tweeted when I saw this story that we need to see a Superman and Flash game made in Unreal Engine 5. Like, that would be a thing. Because I don't think they've ever actually made a Flash game. I believe there was a plan to do a Flash game like years ago, and it was in development but got scrapped because I remember seeing concept footage for it. What's up, Maximum Venom? But never actually came out. We've had Superman games before. Many of them are bad. But Superman Returns was pretty decent way back in the day, but it's been way too long for sure. The closest we've gotten, I believe, since Superman Returns was that Steam game, which is basically a bootleg Superman simulator. Looks cool, but obviously not the same thing. But we don't believe we've ever gotten a Flash game. He's appeared in games like Injustice and, of course, DC Universe Online, but a true solo Flash game, we need that. So I don't want to get too excited with the Discovery takeover. At least they know that DC needs to be overhauled, because obviously their universe kind of a mess. They got, Marvel is, super organized. They have their universe all lined up perfectly well, whereas DC is kind of all over the place. Like, they only seem to be consistently making good Batman movies, but they're not ever tied to the greater universe. The Snyderverse didn't pan out, despite the studio pushing back. Even if they kept the Snyderverse, let's be honest, wasn't that great, partially because they rushed them to try to keep up with Marvel, partially because Zack Snyder does not know how to edit and does apparently not like having people edit his movie. So they can do better. We have the Flash movie coming up, possibly. I don't know, that one looks pretty shaky. Ezra Miller is, I believe, currently in jail. And the movie looked pretty bad even before he got arrested. So don't know what they're going to do about that one. It already got pushed back. So hopefully they figure Discovery could figure all of that mess out. It sounds like they might just go clean slate, just start fresh. Maybe Black Adam will be a jumping off point or something. Who knows? But I'm more concerned about the video games because it's definitely been long overdue. Marvel pretty much been dominating when it comes to the video games. We got, we've obviously Marvel's Avengers didn't pan out, but you always got Marvel mobile games. We got Midnight Suns coming this year. We got Spider-Man 2 and Insomniac's Wolverine coming in the next few years. There's a Marvel MMO game from the creators of DC Universe Online. There's an unannounced Marvel game from Skydance that's in development that might be Fantastic Four or Daredevil. There's a lot of Marvel stuff on the horizon, so hopefully they can get on track, because I'm really excited about some DC games, especially Flash, Green Lantern. Let's make it happen. I'm all about it. Next story, if you're into Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which I am, looks like we might be getting a DLC. Now, I've been waiting for an announcement of the next Bandai Namco game, but apparently it looks like it might still be doing Kakarot, another Kakarot. This is from Hype. He said it's been about 10 months since the last DLC of DBZ Kakarot was released. Here's something exclusive for you guys. Next DLC will be announced soon. Take a guess. Maybe one of you will get it right. And there were a lot of guesses. But according to Hype, he seems to be heavily implying that it's going to be Bardock. Now if that's true, then I am all about it. I haven't played DBZ Kakarot in a while, but whenever they have a DLC, I definitely check him out. He is a reporter. He's pretty reliable when it comes to Dragon Ball Z stuff. So if he knows about DLC, it's probably happening. Bandai Namco usually announces this stuff around the time they're ready to put out the DLC. Don't really do a lot of build up to it. So if there is a DLC, I'll keep an eye out for it. I definitely wouldn't mind re-downloading the game, picking it back up for some more content. And I wouldn't mind Bardock, especially if we get a Super Saiyan Bardock. That would be pretty decent. We also had this bit of news. Respawn apparently is working on a first-person shooter Star Wars game. This was a dev responding to the report about Riot Games. As you know, Riot Games, makers of League of Legends, they recently got in the news for banning iShowSpeed. They said they were asking employees at their LA headquarters to return to the office without requiring masks or COVID-19 vaccines, prompting employees' fears and even some resignations, according to 2 current employees and 1 former employee. Obviously, that created the controversy. And this dev responded that he's on the Star Wars FPS team at Respawn. Some of us live in LA, many don't. We're playing build every day, meeting and chatting on Slack and Zoom, brainstorming all the time. It's the healthiest and most collaborative work culture I've ever had. Riot employees can demand better. So obviously, the bigger point here is that studios need to treat their employees a lot better, especially Riot Games, who were in the news just last year because they had to settle a $100 million lawsuit because they were reportedly discriminating and abusing their female employees. So studios, do better, treat your employees right, but also FPS Star Wars game. Let's get it. Maybe a bounty hunter, maybe a first-person shooter Boba Fett game. Huh? Who knows? That could be pretty neat. I would definitely check that out if they do it. We also got some Dead Island 2 report. Apparently, Dead Island 2 might be coming out sooner than we thought. A new report associated with Dead Island 2 has claimed that the long-awaited open-world game is actually closer to release than many fans were expecting. This was announced way back in 2014. Publisher Deep Silver has continued to assert multiple times over the years that the follow-up to Dead Island is very much still in the works. And while these promises haven't resulted in any major showings for Dead Island 2 over the course of the past decade, it sounds like the silence should be coming to an end soon. In a recent episode of the Sacred Symbols podcast, host Colin Moriarty shared that he had heard that Dead Island 2 could end up being re-revealed and soon after released at a time this year in 2022. Moriarty cited his own anonymous sources that are said to have knowledge of the Dead Island 2 and its development. As for when the game could end up being released, we already said that September or October of 2022 could be when the game would launch. At the soonest, if this comes to fruition, a re-reveal of the title would be expected to happen in the summer. So that could be interesting. If they make Dead Island 2 come out this year and have it come out in October, we could have a repeat of February, because already October is looking kind of stacked. We got Gotham Knights and Forspoken both dropping in February. Gotham Knights got his official reveal. Both dropping in October. Gotham Knights got his official reveal in October, whereas Forspoken originally was supposed to come out in May. Supposed to actually come out about early next month, but that got to be pushed back, and it's officially now coming out in October. So already those are two potential bangers coming out in October: Gotham Knights and Forspoken. Though in Dead Island 2, that could be pretty interesting. And then not sometime after that, in the holiday season, you're going to have still Hogwarts Legacy. That they said that's going to be holiday 2022, so that could be November or December. So it's looking pretty interesting for games. This is a pretty crazy year for gaming. We also apparently are going to have another PlayStation acquisition, according to Jeff Grubb, potentially even bigger than Kojima Productions. As you know, Microsoft and Sony have been fighting with each other to buy up the most studios to have their monopolies, and in the case of Xbox, finally get some good games. So it looks like we should be on the lookout for another Sony acquisition coming soon. And finally, in Marvel's Avengers news, as usual, no actual news when it comes to Marvel's Avengers. The patch notes for this past Thursday basically are reminding us that they released patch 2.3.1, which was a patch to fix all the stuff that was broken in patch 2.3. As of now, bunch of stuff still broken in patch 2.3, so looking forward to patch 2.3.2. Hopefully all you Thor mains that are not being able to do damage, you can get that fixed. There's also a new known bug related to the Mega Hive. People were running around with noticing that their characters had the traversal of other characters. For example, Hawkeye could fly like Iron Man. Kate Bishop could wall run. Turns out it's a bug related to the Mega Hive, and the way to recreate it is if you go in the Mega Hive and the hero you're selecting gets killed, when you switch to a different hero, apparently the traversal data gets switched with that hero that you select, and from then on, your character is going to be sharing that traversal. So apparently if you go down with Hawkeye and then you pick Iron Man, you'll be able to fly like Iron Man. So if you don't want that bug, obviously just don't die in the Mega Hive. But if you do want that bug, by all means, go for it. I know Harry is having problems because he not only has the traversal bug, his Hulk can't do intrinsic. So that part's a problem. But some of the traversal bugs look pretty fun. Hopefully they can fix that in patch 2.3.2, but we don't know when that's going to be. Otherwise, nothing really new in Avengers. They brought back the Corrupted Vibranium event. It's coming. It came on the 14th. It ends on the 28th. But the only other news was drama. That seems to be the only real noteworthy things that happen in the Avengers community. Of course, Brian Wagner is the systems designer for Marvel's Avengers, formerly with Marvel Heroes. He was complaining on Twitter that he was basically doing his live stream, he was streaming Avengers. He does this sometimes when he's not working. And according to him, somebody on Reddit made a post encouraging people to come to his stream and just be toxic, harass him. And Brian went on a bit of a tweet storm talking about how it's important that they have boundaries and don't harass devs on their off time, be respectful, yada yada, all the good stuff. Now, I personally did not witness any of this. I didn't see the post on Reddit. I did not see Brian's stream, so I can't verify any of his claims, but I do know from experience that the community, especially on Reddit, can be fairly toxic when it comes to Marvel's Avengers. So I'm willing to bet that there was at least some toxic comments. Obviously, Brian is not my favorite of the devs, but we can assume at the very least there was some roadmap when trolling and what have you. So just a friendly reminder. I know most people are aware of this, but when you see people just being toxic for no reason, especially towards devs, just push back on it. There's plenty of ways to express your disappointment with Marvel's Avengers. Really no reason to be toxic about it. And if you're done with the game, that's perfectly fine. Take a break. A lot of good games out there. Let's put the chat on as well. You said you're going to do the Mega Hive now, Bruno? I kind of want to do it, but I don't want it to actually mess up my intrinsic. If the Mega Hive bug doesn't mess with my intrinsic, I wouldn't mind messing around with it. Did the Mega Hive was talking, you were fine, but that's the PS4 version you're playing. Still can't play the PS5 version. Like, TJ Henderson will defend the game even if all his skin purchases get reset. He had to buy it all over again. You're probably right. That man loves this game. Where do you farm the drone for Spidey that gives you stats effect? Oh, where do you find that? Where do you farm that piece? So the exotic version dropped from Last Avenger Standing. The legendary version dropped from the vaults, but I believe you can also get the exotic version because the vaults can drop exotics now. Farming for the Thor belt. So that is another bug I heard. I still haven't found the piece, but apparently the one I was looking for gives Thor extended Warrior's Fury whenever he defeats an enemy. Apparently that's bugged, but I have to test it out. Yeah, play because Spider-Man, I don't think he got really any new gear in the new update. So I think you could just get some of his harder to find pieces now in the vault. So farm those vaults. Because Last Avenger Standing definitely still sucks. Don't forget God of War dropping in Q4 too in the year of stat. Let's be honest though. God of War is probably coming out in 2023. Let's keep it all the way real. God of War is getting delayed. I don't believe it. What's up, Slip Shock? Appreciate you, my friend. Got Hawk back to power 150. You're trying to do level threat. People leave the mission. At least they're not kicking you. That's the thing now. That kick feature, you can kick people in the ready screen and during the mission now. The Last Avenger Standing farm for drones cunning was effing hard. Funny enough, I actually had zero trouble getting that exotic for Spider-Man for the drone. I played Last Avenger Standing when I was farming for his slot 4 exotic from Last Avenger Standing. I legitimately played Last Avenger Standing with Spider-Man 7 times in a row, and I got 7 exotics for that drone piece. I got that drone piece 7 times in exotic form in a row farming Last Avenger Standing. It was incredible. I was so annoyed. Does it work now? Which one, Slip? The Thor thing, I believe, still is broken, but I'm trying to find the piece myself so I can test it. But I haven't been getting anything. What's up? What's up? What'd you miss? We went over different stories. You'll know Discovery is taking over DC Entertainment, and they said they're going to overhaul the whole thing in terms of movies, TV, but mainly they're going to be focusing on video games, which means more DC games are going to be greenlit. They are aware that there are too many games for DC that are related to Batman, so we should be getting more stuff in the future. There's also potentially a new Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC dropping, and Dead Island 2 dropping this year as well. The kick is working. Yeah, I've definitely used it. I've used it before. I don't know. So that was I used it a couple of I used it the patch before 2.3.1. We in order to when we were running a raid in the Discord, we got stuck. And yeah, this was when we got stuck on that white screen, and we had to use the kick feature to progress through the raid. So I believe as of 2.3 it was working for me. I don't know if 2.3.1 broke. Yeah, you kick people with about 10 people in about 7 days. Toxic. They say I'm spreading hate. Door piece can drop from the weekly priority mission too. I'm not sure. Is that the piece that they changed? If so, probably. I don't play the priority mission. I guess I should try it. I just want to try the piece. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is awesome. You almost level 300. Yeah, I'm completely maxed out on my characters, but I would love to dive back into it because the game was so much fun, especially when it first came out. I would definitely come back for another DLC. I was obsessed with that game for like the first month. The only problem with that game is the scaling. The scaling, like the open world, everything is amazing, but the scaling of difficulty is completely out of whack. Like it starts off really challenging, and then as you level up, the game just all the enemies just become trivial. It's completely backward. Yesterday you had a white screen and people tried to kick a friend. Bro, we were playing the raid last night. What's up, Casual? We were playing the raid last night. We got through one raid perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's try it. Let's try another one. Let's try it again. So while we're in the forge, one of our people got kicked. They just crashed. So now we were down to 3. And then because we were down, we lost our Iron Man, so we didn't ended up completing the forge, and we had to start over. But when we started over, I got stuck on a black screen and couldn't advance. So then I just quit the game. I was just like, I'm done. I'm good for the night. The Elden Ring of Anime. Difficulty DBZ makes Avengers seem like Elden Ring. How you doing, Casual? How was your bugs this week when it comes to Avengers? Warrior Fury extension for defeating enemies is what you thought you saw from Jordy. Guessing game with gear drops. Yeah, that's I'm looking for that. I have one that extends just the duration, the flat duration by 8.5 seconds, but I'm looking for the one that extends it on defeat because I want to pair that with my unarmed Thor build. Remember you fought Beerus and he was very difficult. Oh yeah, Beerus was pretty cool. I thought Beerus was like before Beerus everything was really easy, and then Beerus hit. But even then they would definitely cap a little bit unless the playtesters were bad, because they were talking about, oh, before Beerus dropped they were like, oh, Beerus, he's so hard, he's so challenging, the developers could only beat him like 2 out of 10 times or something crazy like that. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Okay, bro, I destroyed Beerus. bro, once you figure out his attack pattern, like after the first fight, it's easy. Then like literally all you have to do is figure out his attack pattern, because you already have built-in counters to pretty much everything he does. Like, so once you know exactly what the pattern is, he's easy. And even if you don't have the patterns, if you set up your build a certain way to max out health regeneration while you're surging, he can't beat you anyway. So it was easy. Beerus and Golden Frieza were harder first. Golden Frieza was super easy for me. Beerus was challenging for like the first fight, and then it went back to being pretty easy. You can't do the fortune time, you get locked in the black screen. You need to reload the checkpoint, put the timers out. They need to fix the game. That's what they need to do. They fix this damn raid. Remaster Tenkaichi 3, make it online PvP. I can see that. Remaster Budokai. I used to love that game. They fixed Thor's Sonic gear, but he A poses after using his intrinsic on his hammer throw. That's what Casual's been dealing with. I'm still seeing some people that aren't having any damage with Thor, but seems to be mostly fixed. I never had that issue. And I don't have the T-posing thing either, thankfully. Barely use the drinks in DBZ Kakarot. Yeah, I don't use the drinks really. I don't use the food really. Xenoverse 3 is tired of playing 2 for like 7 years. Xenoverse 2 is basically the anime version of GTA 5. Y'all never getting Xenoverse 3, bro. Y'all get Xenoverse 3 when GTA 6 comes out. That's when y'all getting Xenoverse 3. when we actually get GTA 6, we'll see about Xenoverse 3. They are milking that game. I don't blame them. All the bosses in DBZ Kakarot are easy. Yeah, the only challenging boss in DBZ Kakarot is Rat when you first fight, because after that you start leveling up, and then the enemy difficulty doesn't scale. Ultra Instinct Son Goku is coming to Xenoverse 2. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Hyruler's been playing Xenoverse 2. He's getting into the world of anime, exposing it to his terrible taste in food. There's nothing else they can add. Nothing happening in the anime except characters. Well, they could always start looking at the manga, but the manga not that far. Not that far ahead. What's up, Richie Rit? Welcome to Do Rag Gang. appreciate that sub. The manga right now, Roman Can, appreciate that. Welcome to the Do-Rag Gang. The manga basically have like 2 arcs after the Broly movie. It's the moral arc, and now we got that the finger guy. Is that Kakarot game worth it? Oh, definitely. Now that it's probably pretty cheap right now, and you've got multiple DLCs, some new features. They added the time machine. You can now use fusion, like in free roam, not just in the story mode. I would definitely cop Kakarot, especially if you're a DBZ fan. Absolutely love that game. It's legitimately open world RPG Dragon Ball Z game that doesn't completely feel the need to copy off a Genshin Impact. It's really cool. I absolutely, bro. The first month I was all over the game, like just running around, just being able to fly around the DBZ world with Goku. Literally just flying around, running around in the different environments. You can go to different planets as well, explore those. You could explore King Kai's planet, New Namek. It's awesome. It's legitimately awesome, and they really do the story mode very well. Why are people leaving the Omega level threat mission? Like, these missions didn't even start yet. I believe there's a known bug where people are kicked before they even can start the mission. So it might be that. They also might just not like your build. They might look at your character. That happens too sometimes. People will matchmake, and if they see a certain character, they'll be like, nope. Or a certain power level, nope. You know, like if you're playing the OLT and you see like a 147 Captain America, you're probably like, oh boy, let's get out of here. You're playing Hawk. It shouldn't really be an issue. It might legit just be a bug. Because I've definitely had startup issues playing certain missions, including the OLT. Most people quit the mission before it starts across the board. No one's dropping because you're too low. Yes, it's legit probably a bug. Assume it's a bug when it comes to Marvel's Avengers. That's how they have someone sees a 145 Spider-Man they ran past. To be in their defense, that 145 Spider-Man is probably trash. So I don't mind anymore, because like if I'm playing the OLT, I'm usually on a build where I'm carrying somebody. Like if I'm on my 175 Hawkeye or 175 Thor, I don't care who I'm playing with, because it doesn't matter. I can solo the super adapter anyway. I can open all the cages, so I don't particularly care who I match up with. But other people, like if you're not on a build where you can carry, then yeah, you definitely don't want to have too many people that are liabilities on your team. There's a 175 Thor kept dying. The 151 Iron Man trying to get up, goes and gets on Mike. Oh, she trash. Oh, this game is so toxic. 145 you're out. As soon as the mission started, someone got kicked and it just restarted the countdown for the mission. Yep, that happens. To be honest, they really shouldn't allow. You shouldn't be able to even play the OLT at 145. Like, I don't know why they did that. The absolute bare minimum should be 150. Sir, you ain't died yet. Well, everyone can't be a top tier super alpha Giga Chad Marvel's Avengers player like you, Slipshot. A lot of toxic people in Marvel's Avengers deal. That's just gaming in general. Do I have an Iron Man build? Stop playing when Spidey drop. You might play again. I do. I have an Iron build. I have a Iron Man build on the channel. It's a laser. It's a Sonic laser Iron Man build, but I mean it's solid, but it doesn't have any of the raid gear, if that's what you're looking for. And the current Iron Man build I'm using right now is definitely better. I just haven't posted builds for it. I haven't posted a build video in a while. I just haven't had the desire, because it's like what's the point? I would like when there's a new character out, you know, when there's it's a brand new character, and, you know, there's new content, you know, I'm all about the build videos. But, you know, we're on month 4, no content. You know, there hasn't been a new hero for non-PlayStation users since August. You know, most of these characters we've seen builds for all of them already. So I'm just like, I don't care. I just don't feel motivated to do it. But if you stop by the stream, next time I'm playing Marvel's Avengers, I'll show you the Iron Man. Heard they buffed the missiles. I don't know if they buffed the missiles, but they're still pretty strong. And if you do the missile spam trick, you can do a lot more damage. You started playing last week. All your builds are outdated and trash. I mean, it's Marvel's Avengers, Slip. How outdated could they really be? You stopped playing for like a month. Not that much has changed. Be glad to raids in like Division 2, where the raids don't have any matchmaking and you have to get a group. I mean, that's how raids should be, technically speaking. That's how they're supposed to be. I mean, that's how I treat them personally. I refuse to try matchmaking on raids because you're not supposed to. Raids, because proper raids are supposed to require teamwork and, you know, coordination and all that good stuff. So you're supposed to have a team already beforehand. Everybody's on mics on the same page. Unfortunately, because of this raid, you don't really need communication and coordination. You just need, as long as everyone knows what they're doing, there's like, the only part you need communication on is to do the countdown or something when you have to hit the panels at the same time. Finally got Iron Man shock lasers. Everybody's looking for those shock lasers. Is it literally just because it looks cool? I know Iron Man, I know it does have some utility, because Iron Man has inherent plasma on his lasers. But otherwise, what? It just looks cool? I still prefer Sonic. Playing with randoms in any raid in any game is terrible. But you're playing Lego Star Wars. Same. I still have one story to do. I gotta do Rise of Skywalker, and then I'm done and can just do free roam. Iron Man has shock lasers. Yes, he does. Apparently pretty hard to find though. Stop playing in December. If you stop playing in December, you're still pretty much that. Like, was that? That's after. So that's after the update with the raid and everything like that. You're still pretty much fine. I mean, you probably don't, unless you did the cheese. You probably don't have anybody 175. Here, Demon Slayer characters for District Arc are coming. Yep. This summer, there's going to be a paid Demon Slayer DLC coming to the game. they're bringing in all those entertainment district characters, and they will be taking my money. 192 days until Gotham Knights. Is that soon? Ah, let's go. Straight into my veins, Gotham Knights. Gonna get your Hawk melee defense heroic up. Definitely do that. His Hawk's 2 exotics, his slot 3 and his slot 4 from the vaults are very good. I highly recommend that you farm those. Just the chest piece and the heroic piece for a Hawk that drops from the vault. I would consider them like staple to his build. They're that good. PS5 had you reset all your data because something got corrupted. Virtual save. Only cap was 150, lost everything else. Ooh. Down tremendous. Yikes. I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. The best way to farm gear now on Avengers, play solo. Well, unfortunately, you're pretty limited if you're only playing solo. I mean, the methods are pretty much still the same, except you can't get past 150 unless you play with other people. There's no way to do it, but farming gear is same as always. You just find the missions that have good gear and you farm them. With 2.3 they added value to vaults and villain sectors. They now can drop exotic and they can be farmed. So if you want some decent exotics, start doing those vaults, start doing those villain sectors. You get some good gear from that. Play solo because you work 60+ hours. Yeah, that's brutal. But yeah, unfortunately, you can still get good gear, but you're not going to get past 150, unfortunately, unless you play with other people. So if you're cool with staying at 150 and not having the raid gear or anything, you can still put together a good build. You just won't be able to play the multiplayer stuff. And they are working on a path to 175 for solo players, but it's not going to be ready for a couple patches, I'm assuming. We level up fast, getting higher gear, and keep going to the shop. The gear level will keep rising when you equip the higher level ones. Bounce back and forth. Yeah, that's pretty much the same way it's always been when you're leveling up from a low level. But just specifically farming for gear, Wakanda still the place to be for the Sonic and Vibranium gear. I prefer farming Here Comes the Pain. You're trying to get some of those new pieces that came with 2-3, vaults, villain sectors. Try to raid with friends, but kept dying from missiles. Yeah, the easiest way to 160 is to just do the Omega level threat every week. There are a few different missions in the Wasteland, but otherwise it's the same stuff, just different gear. There's like a couple new missions, but mostly the same stuff. Don't bet on anything, drop a CD in this game. Yeah, the solo path to 175, they were pushing back on it, but apparently they finally decided to listen to the players. The OT is way easier than the claw raid, for sure. Can't do OT because either people leave or they bugged out. So that's where you just need a good solo build. Like if you have a good solo build for Hawkeye or Thor or Hawk, you can pretty much get through it pretty easily as long as you have at least one person. Because if you're Hawk Hawkeye or Thor can open the cages by yourself. The only thing you need is one other person at the end when you're standing on the platforms and doing the different codes. As long as you have at least one person, you can do the Omega level threat. Forspoken is going to disappoint. That development company only made one other game, which was Final Fantasy XB, which most people didn't like. I don't know. I have faith in Forspoken. When I first saw it, I thought it looked really cool. Games that have really neat traversal, I think are definitely on the right path. When you have an open world game with fun traversal, that's a very pretty important part. And then the magic and the attacks look fantastic. The only thing I'm worried about potentially with Forspoken is enemy difficulty. What I saw from the gameplay didn't look great in terms of potential enemy difficulty, but maybe that was the earlier build, so we'll have to see. How you do with Hawk spam triangle? With Hawk, I spam triangle. I do his L1 and thunderclap, and I do his rock melee combo. So I've got vibranium on the range, so I'll do his small rock combo, his small light combo finisher with the rock for vibranium. Go crazy. You didn't know Aqua was chosen? We didn't either until last stream. That was a surprise to us all. Aqua still maintains his innocence, but the evidence is pretty damning. Since they have no reputation with players, the story probably safe will guard. If you get targeted buff, proficient buff, cosmic target attack and surgery will be good. Thor / Hawkeye. Pretty much. Keep believing because the mission timer won't go. First time you seen stuff fly with Hawkeye was too fun. Oh yeah. The Hawkeye cheese. Yeah, I didn't do the Iron Man Hawkeye cheese. I did the good old fashioned flying Hawkeye cheese. It looks very goofy, but it's effective. I'm glad AJ said he's not going to patch it. Just embrace it. You know, some stuff you just embrace. Hawkeye was meant to fly. Let him fly. Aqua changed his Twitter username to Chosen Dead. Yeah, he's embracing the meme because there's no way anyone's going to believe him. I tell him straight up, I don't believe you. 100%. I'm like, I do not believe you. It's definitely it definitely has to be you, bro. It doesn't matter what you say. The evidence looks so bad. And it was just that one sentence. As soon as he said, "I'm not a boy, I'm a man," I'm like, yo. I was so perfect. I was so perfect. What did Aqua do this time? We're working under the assumption that the Elden Ring fanboy that's been stalking my streams, complaining about me making Elden Ring jokes, is actually a Aqua burner account. That is the current theory, backed by a lot of evidence from the last stream. So it was not a good look for Aqua. Not a good look at all. Especially since the dude chosen there refused to get on the chat. I'm like 60% sure it's Aqua. I'm like 60% sure. Aqua's like Moon Knight, multiple personality disorder. Could be. Maybe he's being possessed by an Egyptian deity that really loves Elden Ring. It was just too perfect. Like he he comes in with the exact Aqua phrase, and then after spending literally weeks demanding that I debate him, when I actually invite him on a call, he starts backing down as soon as I bring up the fact that he's Aqua, that he might be Aqua. It looked sus. Aqua unlock the staff of Contra Avengers. Then when he's proved, watch the end of the first Secret Wars where this team won. Almost 80% positive views says it then. People are saying Elden Ring is bad now. Are they? Are we in that phase of the Elden Ring arc? People start out saying it's a masterpiece, and now they're saying it's overrated. Are you and Aqua not speaking? Of course we're speaking. We were just playing Marvel's Avengers last night. Did I enjoy that $14 content yesterday? I did not. I did not indulge in any $14 content. I spent zero money on Marvel's Avengers this week. And I spent all of Friday doing my tax. Aqua has another personality who hates Elden Ring. I believe Aqua might have an army of burner accounts that all of his personalities operate independently of each other. That would be the logical explanation. All I know is I have strong belief that Aqua is chosen undead. Aqua, let me save us. He's talking about Elden Ring. Let me save us. Let me save Elden Ring. Let me take over. Let me save Elden Ring from this streamer who's making jokes about it. like what? Is it that serious? What if it's not Aqua? Well, then it's just some random sad person who needs to touch grass. But it's much funnier if it's Aqua. Aqua's the reason we don't have a roadmap out yet. She's glow white. It's legitimately like the Chosen Undead story was just amusing, but ultimately a sad fanboy being pathetic. But it being Aqua all along, that's better. So much better. Like, who knows? Maybe it was Aqua's master plan to generate content for the stream. You know, create a burner account, set the stage. You know, this Elden Ring fanboy who's triggered by a joke, can't let it go, comes to this stream. That's good. That's good content. It's not like Marvel's Avengers has actual content. So I can see it. If J Shock last found entertaining. It is. Aqua playing 8D chess for content. He is my second favorite mod for a reason. He knows what he's doing. He's just doing what's right for the stream. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. Well, thank you for tuning in for another Super News. We're going to switch over to the members only segment of my weekend. We're going to be playing some video games and chatting just among Discord members. Thank you everyone for the support. As usual, stay tuned for the 10K subscriber special. Next week we're going to be doing some cash giveaways for members and people that are subscribed to the channel. Don't know what game we're going to be playing yet specifically. I'm gonna leave that up to y'all, but there will definitely be a special and there will definitely be hilarity. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing